This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Around the same time, Tommy Dreamer left the company, and he took to his blog to write that him quitting WWE was the hardest decision he'd ever had to make in his career, because he'd been there almost 10 years and he liked all the people associated with the company and he was going to miss them and the fans. But he says, "I left for many reasons, which I will not discuss here. ECW was my world, and all that I have is because of ECW. My connection to the fans is something that means so much to me. And when I was the main event of ECW, it was the highest rated main event every year. You can look it up. Me and Chavo, 1.6, me and Mark Henry, 1.5, me and Kozlov, 1.3. And that match was poo-poo. Hell, me and Big Daddy V did a 1.2. Many men and women come on that show, and it was good old reliable me that was the highest rated every year. That's a hard pill to swallow when you hear of the falling ratings of ECW, networks wanting to change the show because of ratings. And if you want to read into my leaving of ECW, you can relate it to the Conan O'Brien saga with his show. And of course, the idea there is Conan O'Brien was supposed to take over for Jay Leno. Jay Leno decided he didn't really want to leave, so he went on after. Ultimately, he winds up leaving and going to TBS. Tommy is a guy that fans have loved for a long, long time. What do you think of his decision to leave here? And what can you tell us about Tommy Dreamer that we may not know?
Tommy is a wrestler that loves to wrestle. Now, I'm sure he was, forced into the business end of ECW, but he probably took on that role wholeheartedly because he wanted to see it survive and flourish. But Tommy is just an old school guy that probably, if the truth's known, I've never talked to him about it, but I've talked to him about 1,000 other things, and he's a passionate guy and he's a pleasant guy to do business with. He works his ass off. He does a lot of good things, in the ring as far as storytelling. And basically, he's one of those guys like myself. He loves to wrestle. And he probably, if I remember correctly, wasn't getting to wrestle enough. He wasn't getting used enough. He certainly wasn't given credit for anything, which is, you hear that story kept popping up just about every conversation about that company. People that are overlooked, people are just stuck in the back closet, and take them out, whenever you want to, dust them off and use them, and then wonder why they're not over. But Tommy was a passionate guy, and I'm sure he was just wanting to wrestle and wrestle, regularly and be figured in. If you're not figured in a storyline on the show, no one feels it worse than you. You just feel like you're an outsider looking in your own company. And I would suspect that's pretty close to what happened to Tommy.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.